Selassie Akweti. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. We are here today to provide an update on a series of recent joint operations undertaken by the Cybersecurity Authority in collaboration with the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service. These operations form part of a broader national effort to combat cybercrime, human trafficking, and other related offenses that threaten public safety and our digital ecosystem. The CSA and the CID have significantly intensified intelligence-led operations targeting cybercrime-related activities across various parts of the country. These efforts reflect our shared commitment to ensuring a safer and secure digital environment for all residents and businesses in Ghana. Our approach includes international collaboration, victim protection, and the prosecution of offenders. As part of the modalities for today's press briefing, I will begin by leading the proceedings. Following that, the Director General of the Criminal Investigation Department of Ghana Police Service, COP Lydia Donko, who has been exceptionally supportive and proactive in advancing our joint operations, will provide further updates on some cases of interest that her department has been working on. Operation 1, Dodowa Sasabi, Ubuntu Estate. On July 4th, 2025, a joint raid was conducted at Dodowa Sasabi in the Ubuntu Estate. 25 suspects, all foreign nationals, were arrested. Items retrieved included 40 laptops, 30 mobile phones, and a Starlink internet equipment. Following preliminary investigations, 23 of these arrested were identified as victims and have since been repatriated to their home countries. Operation 2, Botiano Ngleshi Amanfo. On July 17, a second joint operation was carried out in Botiano Ngleshi Amanfo. 16 suspects, all foreign nationals, were arrested. The team retrieved 22 laptops, 11 mobile phones, and 13 of the arrested suspects are currently being processed for repatriation to their home countries. Operation 3, Teshi Nungwa. The third operation was executed near Junction Mall in the Teshi Nungwa environment. 14 individuals were arrested, 13 foreign nationals and 1 Ghanaian. Preliminary investigations revealed that some of the suspects were victims. Investigations are ongoing and the appropriate legal and diplomatic processes for repatriation and prosecution are underway. Operation 4, Sogakope and Sege, between May and June 2025. It is important to note that Ghanaian citizens are also implicit in some of these operations. On May 29, 2025, a joint operation in Sogakope led to the arrest of 10 suspects allegedly involved in online impersonation of high-level personalities, such as members of parliament and other high-profile government officials, in the pretense of securing them jobs into the various security agencies, including the Ghana Armed Forces, Immigration Service, Fire Service, Ghana Police Service, Customs, and other state agencies such as Cocoa Board, Maslock, and the Scholarship Secretariat. The ringleader escaped but was subsequently arrested at Sege on June 1st, 2025. These operations underscore the growing threat of cybercrime and the importance of coordinated action across law enforcement and cybersecurity agencies. The CSA commends all our international partners for their continuous support in victim identification and repatriation efforts. The CSA and the Ghana Police Service remain committed to working closely with international partners and local stakeholders to dismantle cyber criminal networks, safeguard victims of cyber-enabled trafficking, and strengthen Ghana's overall cyber security resilience as part of the President's overall agenda. The CSA calls on the public to remain vigilant, to report suspicious online activities to the authorities' 24-hour POC hotline 292. And I'll hand over the mic to the Director General of CID.
Good morning once again, members of the press and colleagues. Thank you for honoring our invitation to this morning's press briefing. As has been our practice, the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service is committed to providing regular updates on major criminal cases currently under investigation. Today's briefing will focus on 4 key investigations, which are the murder of an immigration officer and the arrest of a key suspect named Bright Awe, a breakthrough in multiple car robbery cases following the arrest of convicted fugitive Abubakar Sadiq, the arrest of suspects in a case of a robbery attack on a taxi driver at Medina, and also some work done by Interpol Ghana on transnational stolen vehicle cases. The first one is the murder of an immigration officer. The Ghana Police Service, through its Criminal Investigations Department, is actively investigating the gruesome murder of Assistant Inspector of Immigration Stephen King Amwa, popularly known as Otumfuo Nana, who was initially reported missing early last month in July 2025. On 4 July 2025, the Kwabena District Police Command received a complaint regarding the disappearance of Assistant Inspector Stephen King Amwa, an immigration officer stationed at the Sports Department of the Ghana Immigration Headquarters in Accra. Investigations revealed that on 3 July 2025, at approximately 8 p.m., the deceased left his residence at the Ashoma Estate after receiving WhatsApp images of cash bundles from one Bright Awe, who requested to meet him at a spot at Ashoma Estate to settle an outstanding debt. In interrogation, he admitted to meeting and giving the deceased 500,000 cedis in cash on 3 July 2025 when they met at the spot at Ashoma Estate. He claimed that he instructed the deceased to use 200,000 Ghana cedis to pay off certain debts and hold the remaining 300,000 cedis for later collection. However, the suspect failed to clearly explain the source of the funds and provided conflicting statements which heightened suspicions of foul play. He was arraigned before the Kwabena Circuit Court on 8 July 2025 on a provisional charge of kidnapping. On the morning of 9 July 2025, police discovered a severely burnt body in a gutter near GBC Satellite, opposite Comet Estate in Accra. The body was conveyed to the police hospital morgue. Following this discovery, investigators from the Kwabena police joined the crime scene and later proceeded with the complainant and 6 relatives to the morgue. Despite the extent of the burns, the relatives positively identified the body as that of Stephen King Amwa, who had been missing since 3 July 2025. The investigation took a decisive turn on 16 July 2025 when the CID, supported by officers from the Counter-Terrorism Unit and the Kwabena District Police, visited the suspect's residence. A forensic inspection revealed the following: blood stains in the living room and evidence of attempted cleanup, freshly sprayed walls, and empty can of spray paint. A search of a secondary crime scene near the GBC Satellite area also uncovered a burnt woolen carpet stained with blood and partially burnt camouflage fabric. These items were photographed, retrieved, and processed for forensic analysis. On 24 July, police obtained a warrant from the court to search a particular room in the suspect's house. A search in the room revealed more blood stains which were photographed and samples were collected for forensic analysis. A further search in the bushes about 100 meters from the suspect's house also led to the retrieval of a fufu pestle with blood stains all over it wrapped in polythene. Police also impounded the suspect's vehicle in which some blood stains were also seen and same was collected for analysis. I wish to state that the initial blood samples collected have tested positive for human blood. To aid the investigation, the deceased mother and son have provided samples for DNA profiling. In the face of these pieces of evidence, the suspect who was initially charged with kidnapping has since been rearrested and formally charged with murder. He is currently on remand following his appearance before the Adabraka 2025. A special operation is currently underway to identify and arrest his accomplices, and we are following other vital leads to gather all necessary evidence against the suspect and his accomplices. The Ghana Police Service wishes to assure the public that the investigation remains ongoing and that every effort is being made to ensure that all the perpetrators are brought to justice. The Criminal Investigation Department once again has busted the vehicle robbery syndicate following the arrest of a convicted fugitive, Abubakar Sadiq, who is linked to a series of vehicle robbery cases across multiple regions in Ghana. The suspect and his accomplices operated under the guise of being members of a non-governmental organization or religious group. Their modus was to approach car rental companies and drivers pretending to rent their vehicles for missionary work in parts of northern Ghana, only to rob them of their vehicles mid-journey, often in remote locations in the northern region. In one instance, on 11th November 2022, the suspect rented a Toyota Land Cruiser from a car rental company for missionary work in the northern region. When they got to a place near Malzeri, close to Yendi, the driver was tied to a tree and the vehicle stolen from him. A similar incident occurred in January 2023 when another Toyota Land Cruiser was taken under the same pretext. In April 2023, a Toyota Vitz was also stolen and later sold in Bolgatanga using the same modus. Through investigation and sustained intelligence efforts, the police identified the key suspect as Abubakar Sadiq. A warrant was therefore issued for the suspect's arrest. He was also placed on the police wanted list, the immigration stop list, and an Interpol red notice. In February 2023, police had information that suspect Abubakar Sadiq had been arrested by police in Burkina Faso, but he escaped custody before extradition could be completed. On 28 July 2025, Abubakar Sadiq was finally arrested in Accra through a joint operation involving the CID's anti-armed robbery unit and the national security. He is now in police custody and assisting with investigations. It is of interest to note that the Cape Coast High Court had previously sentenced the suspect in absentia to 25 years imprisonment with hard labor for a 2021 robbery in Breman, Isukuma. He is also implicated in several other car thefts under investigation. We are urging members of the public, particularly car rental operators and victims of similar incidents, to report to the CID headquarters to assist with investigations. Efforts are underway to arrest his accomplices while investigations continue. I'll now move to the arrest of suspects in a case of a robbery attack on a taxi driver at Medina. The CID has also chalked success in our investigation into a robbery incident involving a taxi driver, Mr. Vic Martin Obeng, which took place on 1st January 2025. On the day of the incident, the victim was operating his ash and yellow Toyota Corolla taxi with registration number GM29616 when three young men requested a ride from Medina Zongo Junction to Hacho. While approaching the ICGC church area in Hacho, the suspects attacked him inside the vehicle. They covered his face with his shirt, tied him up, and forced him to lie on the floor on the back seat. The suspect then took control of the vehicle and robbed him of his daily sales, a mobile phone, and 13,000 Ghana cedis in mobile money before abandoning him near Westland. Following receipt of the complaint, a team of investigators visited the scene and deployed intelligence-led operations to track the suspects. On 30th July 2025, acting on intelligence, police arrested suspect Vincent Betoglu at the Accra Mall. A search conducted on him revealed the complainant's stolen mobile phone alongside 3 other mobile phones. Upon interrogation, the suspect claimed he purchased the phones at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, but failed to assist police in tracing the alleged seller. Further investigations revealed that the suspect Vincent Betoglo is an ex-convict who was convicted in 2011 by the Cocoa Affairs Court 1 and sentenced to 40 years imprisonment. He was, however, released in 2023 after a successful appeal. Police investigations are ongoing and efforts are being intensified to arrest the other suspects involved. Now I will be speaking about some work done by Interpol Ghana on transnational stolen vehicle cases. The CID administration has stepped up efforts to fight vehicle crime by working in close collaboration with other national agencies, including the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority and international partners like the Interpol, Digipol, and the FBI to share intelligence on vehicles stolen abroad and imported into the country, as well as transnational organized criminal groups involved in the stolen motor vehicle trade and related crimes like money laundering, insurance fraud, identity theft, visa card fraud, among other transnational crimes. This effective collaboration has resulted in the recovery of 43 vehicles stolen from abroad and brought into the country between January and July 2025. These 43 vehicles are mainly high-value luxurious vehicles such as Rolls-Royce, Audi Q8, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, etc., stolen from countries such as the Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Canada, USA, Germany, Italy, and France. Out of the 43 vehicles that have been impounded, investigations have been completed, and the courts have ordered that 18 of them should be repatriated back to the countries of origin. 8 have already been repatriated, while 10 are pending repatriation. Cases on the remaining 25 are still pending in courts. It is important to note that for every vehicle that is impounded, thorough investigations are carried out and the importers are given the opportunity to provide proof of ownership of purchase of the vehicles from the countries of origin. It is sad to note that in almost all the cases mentioned above, those who clear the vehicles in Ghana are unable to provide proof of ownership or purchase of the vehicles from the country of origin prior to their importation into Ghana. Let me indicate here that payment of customs duties in Ghana does not mean that the vehicle was legitimately acquired from the country of origin. To further boost the fight against vehicle crime, a special task force has been set up by the CID administration to conduct intelligence-based operations and impound suspected stolen vehicles brought into the country. So far, the task force has successfully impounded 6 vehicles made up of 4 Toyota Tundra vehicles, 1 Toyota RAV4, and 1 Range Rover, all stolen from Canada. Investigations have commenced to unravel the circumstances surrounding their theft and importation of the vehicles into Ghana. Intelligence gathered on the modus operandi indicate that criminals use fake identities to rent vehicles from car rental companies. While the rental agreement is in force, they clandestinely ship the vehicles out of the country. As soon as they are sure the vehicles have been cleared, they stop paying the rental charges and cut off communication with the company. By the time the rental company realizes that the contract has been abrogated, the vehicle would already have been shipped out of the country of origin. Some of the vehicles are actually stolen from the premises of the owners. The tracking systems are disabled and they are shipped into the country. In some of the cases, fake credit cards or stolen credit card details are used to buy the vehicles on hire purchase. While the agreement is in force, the vehicles are shipped out of the country of origin. Once the vehicle is out and sold to an innocent buyer, the payments on the purchase are stopped. That is when the owners realize the theft and report same to the authorities. Others also buy and import the luxurious vehicles as a way of laundering illicit profits acquired from the criminal acts like romance fraud and sextortion. Sadly, some innocent citizens fall victims and purchase vehicles that have been stolen from abroad. I want to take this opportunity to advise all citizens who want to purchase vehicles, particularly those imported from abroad, to go beyond requesting for the customs documents and demand from the importers some proof of purchase or ownership of the vehicle prior to its importation into the country. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the cases outlined today highlight Ghana Police Service's unwavering commitment to investigating serious crimes and bringing perpetrators to justice. from the gruesome murder of Stephen King Anwa to the arrest of high-profile robbery suspect Abubakar Sadiq and the ongoing pursuit of assailants in the Medina taxi robbery case, as well as the cases of sale of vehicles stolen from outside the country, we remain focused and professional in carrying out our duties. We acknowledge public concern regarding the pace of some investigations. Let me assure you that all cases are being handled diligently, guided by evidence and due process. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete, I wish to commend all police officers involved for their dedication, especially those who continue to work long hours to gather evidence, trace suspects, and ensure that justice is served. A special thanks goes to the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, particularly the Office of the DPP, whose hard work and dedication gives meaning to all the work we do at the CID. We are also grateful to all sister agencies, and I want to particularly thank my brother, Didi, for his unwavering support. We've been working tirelessly night and day to ensure that victims are actually rescued and suspects are put before courts. Thank you so much. We want to thank our stakeholders, both local and international, for their continuous support. As I conclude, I wish to urge members of the public to continue to support our work by volunteering credible information to the police and other security agencies. Together, we can ensure that Ghana remains safe and secure. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on CTTV. I would want to acknowledge the presence of a few media houses, then we'll take two rounds of questions. Joy News, Channel 1, Television, City FM, GTV, Peace FM, Metro TV.
Cyber operations, some dated as far back as May, especially the one in the Volta region. I want to know how far with prosecution in these cases, if any of them have been convicted, and what is the state of the rest of the cases? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Noble President and I work with TV3. So for the past 8 years, there's not been a single compiled data on crime. So my question is, should we expect crime statistics to be resumed soon, for the updates to come soon, or is there a reason why it has been stalled for the past 8 years? Thank you.
We will take the response before we do the next round of questions. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for the questions. For the arrests, most of them have been processed for courts, and court proceedings are currently ongoing. Particularly the one of Sogakove, we are currently, I will say the court proceedings are currently ongoing, and we are hopeful that we will yield a positive result from that. Thank you.
The Awudome Cemetery issue, I know it went viral. A lot of people were circulating a particular video. So what we did was we directed the regional command to focus on that area in terms of being more visible night and day, and not just Awudome, because we definitely have areas of concern. People mentioned the Gempa stretch. It's also another area. So we directed that they should step up the visibility efforts, more snap checks and all of that. So the various commanders recently have taken particular focus on those areas. So I believe that we should be hearing more positive stories. But we urge people to complain or report if they come across any incident they would like the police to know about. Our public affairs department is available. Our various police commands are open. So if you have any particular or peculiar case, you can report it. And from TV3, I don't know who you have been asking for those statistics, and probably you've not been given them, but our department is open. If you need any information, you should be able to contact us and then we'll give it to you.
Maybe for some clarity, the past 8 years, it is released as a quarterly, or there's a period where it is released to the public.
All right.
And it details the kinds of crime and what efforts are being done to report that.
All right, no problem. I'll discuss that with my director of public affairs, and then we'll work on that, because we have the statistics available. It's not a matter of a secret or anything that we don't want anybody to know about. So our director of public affairs will take it on, and if you want it personally, you can ask for it. But if it has to be released, as you're saying, we'll look into that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take the next round of questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge the presence of Kali J, one of the famous bloggers we have in the country as well. It's the next round of questions.
Hi, good day. My name is Fauzu Masaudu. I work with CTFM and Channel 1 Television. My first question goes to the Cybersecurity Authority. I want to find out from you if there is a data so far as the financial implications of cyber or online scams are concerned. Are there data within a certain given time frame available, especially for the media? And also the involvement of the transnational dimension to some of these issues you have enumerated. You mentioned that some 14 foreign nationals are set to be repatriated. As a cybersecurity authority, how does the involvement of some of these foreign nationals at the center of cybercrime affect the thinking of your operation? In fact, there's been several calls by some citizens for a certain group of foreign nationals in the country to be sent, quote unquote, back home for some of these reasons. What's your position on that? And then in July this year, one Joseph Bid, where Ghanaian popularly known as Dada Joe Remix, was extradited in the US, and that was done in collaboration with some security authorities. I believe the cybersecurity was involved. I want to find out if there was any privileged information you can share with the media so far as his prosecution of that case is particularly concerned. And then to the Ghana Police Service, this is a bit out of the free of what we are discussing, but given the fact that the CID, you are doing an excellent job at tackling crime, but when you take into consideration some of the hotspots of crimes and even the recent surge in chieftaincy class and what have you, there's been calls by security experts for the police as an architecture to also, in a way, put in place certain mechanisms in ensuring the safety of police. What are your own plans as a Ghana Police Service in ensuring that you put in place certain advanced mechanism for the police in combating crime in some of these crime hotspots? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we appeal to you to limit your questions to one.
We will answer him first and then we. Thank you, Masaud. Data on financial ramifications of the cybercrime. Yes, we do. We have data and point you to the right direction. Often we do actually post some of those on our social media handles as well. The transnational dimension of cybercrime. Cybercrime knows no borders. A crime on its own is transnational in nature. So what we do is to collaborate with international partners, international agencies, sister agencies in other countries as well. And also, of course, internally we collaborate with all law enforcement agencies to be able to tackle the situation. You asked a question whether we are also of the view that certain group of people know. Our role here is to enforce the mandate given to us and to ensure that our cyber ecosystem is strong. And that is exactly what we're doing, and working with sister agencies like the CID to be able to eliminate crime or at least reduce cyber crime within our jurisdiction. So that is all that concerns us, and that is what we are doing. The other question you asked, today's presser is mainly to tell the stories of our collaboration with the CID. We don't intend to touch on others. Yes, CSA played a major role in other operations, but this is not the platform. Maybe another time we will invite you for those also. Thank you.
Yes, so as part of the IGP's commitment to ensuring that we have peace, safety, and security in our country, he's engaging, or he's advised that our commanders on the ground, either at the regional, the divisional, or the district level, as part of their focus, they are actively engaged in community policing. And when we do that, we reach out to all organized groups, either as the chiefs or community leaders, and work with them. Because when all of these issues happen, chieftaincy is an institution on its own. You can't avoid certain things that can come about. What it is that when it happens, we're able to move in and then we deal with the situation. But when we do the community engagements, these are the things that we advise the people on how to move around within their communities, how to engage if there is something that they need the police to work with them for, and not be taking the law into their own hands. And they should see the police as partners. You understand? So if that is the situation and they get the understanding, then things can improve. But if in the unfortunate events where you find clashes and all of that happening, definitely those things are criminal in nature, and we'll have to investigate, we'll have to make some arrests, and then we'll have to ensure that we restore calm in all of those areas. and the safety of our men on the ground. So we are within our various districts or divisions or stations. We are committed to ensuring that we are providing the peace that the citizens or people are required to have. We are also part of the citizens. We are part of the community. So when it comes to our safety, in ensuring that people are safe, we are also concerned about us as well. So in terms of our logistics, in terms of our procurement of things that we need for our work or to keep us safe, we work with that definitely. In certain areas, maybe there might be 1 or 2 casualties, but that I believe it comes with the work. But I believe our men and women are all safe in the areas that they're working. And the matter of the welfare, if I can put it that way, is a matter of concern for all of us. So if a policeman is in an area where there's an issue, that matter is always taken up and is dealt with. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take the next round of questions.
My name is George Austin Vinay. I report for Pan African Television. I just want to know what supports are available from CSA to victims of fraud, cyber fraud. I just want to know if there's any. I'd like to know about those support. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beth Bess. I write for the Chronicle newspaper. But I want to find out, as part of fighting crime, last year we heard, or some time ago, we heard that the police have been provided with body cams. I want to find out whether the body cams are indeed in operation and vehicle that will help the police to do night patrols and the other. So I want to know whether the police is well equipped to fight crime.
Thank you very much. My name is Ernest Barco, Business and Financial Times. So COP Donko in her remarks touched on the sophisticated modus operandi of this car trafficking or car theft from US and other states to Ghana. And she also mentioned that unbeknown to some locals who want to buy a vehicle, probably they do their diligence check and then buy these vehicles genuinely, and then it comes out that these vehicles were stolen. Is there any way they are going to compensate, or what arrangements are there for people who probably end up losing their vehicles, which they bought with all due diligence, but probably because of the sophisticated nature of the operation, they couldn't detect? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.